friends, I got a message for you guys. It's from Elizabeth. Now, this is an actual event that took place, and I want to share with you guys. He said a few weeks ago, Haley and Elizabeth met through my channel. They're subscribers. They both live in Australia, by the way, and they come to know each other through my channel. And one decided to contact the other. And it turns out they only live like 10 minutes away from each other. Can you imagine that? 10 minutes or 5 minutes away from each other. So really, they're within the same neighborhood. That's amazing. Imagine it. I was so excited when I learned about this. So, anyways, a few weeks ago, Haley and I were going to go on some errands. Haley was going to fetch me in her car. I was ready early, so I went out to the street to put some things into my car. And as I was doing this, a young man, early to mild 20s, Asian, Chinese, I believe, boy, actually approached me. But 20s, he's a man. Alright, he's a young man, but he's a man. He was carrying what looked like to be a brand new jerry can. Asked me if I can give him a lift to the petrol station. I said I was not leaving, merely waiting for a friend to pick me up. He made a remark to the effect that at least I took the time to speak to him, as everybody in the city is so busy with their own things, with a huge guilt sharpness to it. It worked on me as I called out to him and suggested perhaps when she came for me that we would both take him. We then talked for a while on the street, and some things started to not make sense to me. I'm a bit slow, but when I get it, I get it. He was wearing all black. Well, that's a red flag. And this was a warm day, and he put on a large black woolen coat. I was trying to think of the nearest petrol station, as the one I used was further away because he said that he's been walking around for a while. I was starting to wonder, why didn't he just use his GPS to find it and walk there? He told me that he had only $20, and he said that he was Brisbane. I asked why this was and what was he doing here. He asked me what I did and in which house I lived. Really? By then, I just responded with, I don't know, feeling alerted to the truth of the situation as my mind was churning. In the 70s, it was nothing to run out of fuel and be away from a service station, but in the city in this day and age, with these phones, it didn't add up. Also, who of those who live in the cities happen to be carrying jerry cans in their cars? What's a jerry can? That's what I want to know. The more we considered it all, the more it was clear that God was showing me a ruse. But just then, his phone rang, and as he was looking at me, he responded, seeming to be answering to a superior, saying, "We still just doing the rounds, circling the neighborhood." Okay, that's a red flag. This really got my attention. He noticed that at this time, a van came by, and he talked to a guy in the van. I was about to push the question, and he thanked me, walked quickly up to the road, and I noticed his black leather pants were baggy at the bottom, like they could have there were some room for weapons. Not far from Chinatown. There's a huge Asian population there. There's also a large triad presence there. There is also a large Muslim population, mostly in the western suburbs. It would make sense that the young, impressionable Asians would be groomed and recruited into these groups to gather people rather than their own, who would be obviously suspicious. I woke with Haley about this incident and then notified the police, who didn't present or want to even show concern. There is also a huge increase in tunnel projects underway here. They were all being concealed to a ridiculous degree, which makes me know exactly what they are. Apparently, under Surrey Hills police station is a major underground bunker. Nobody here asks any questions here, though. except Haley, and I know there is no information whatsoever to even consider. We hope any of your Australian listeners have info or concerns about what we're seeing here. Note the inner city, and there have been threats made that people are going to be snatched from the street and beheaded in a Martin Place, busy city center, just days before many homes had been raided by police in Sydney and Brisbane due to tip-offs of the people who were planning this. Also, there was a threat for a bombing in a Melbourne football stadium. Since this, Haley told me of a woman who was part of a prayer group she knew. This woman lived in an outer suburb and said that some person has been door knocking in her street and had come to her house. They were asking, "Are you a Christian or are you in the military?" Bold and brass. Now we know there will be false flags, and they will use them to distract and confuse. So they will let their guard down. But there is certainty. God bless you and yours, Elizabeth and Haley. So, wow. A long letter of things ramping up in Australia. So Australian subscribers and listeners and people who know stuff about Australia and in other countries that guys seen activities in your areas regarding just either everything I just described here. People just weird activity, people wearing black, just weird activity, and police being hush hush, underground bunkers, so on and so forth. Projects happening, you don't have no idea what's going on. I know one thing by my house, there's a bunch of big, gigantic solar panels that the police were guarding for a while, and now it's all gated off with big gates and barbed wire and everything. Just solar panels, and they're hidden away behind trees, and it's just like several acres of just gigantic solar panels. What's that all about? And you guys know anything about that? So this message is really for just strange activities happening around where you live. Can the stuff that you see, is it pointing towards the New World Order? And those who are going to be following the New World Order. And those who don't realize that they're following the New World Order, those who are submitting themselves to the beast. Eventually, you got triads, you got myads, you got Muslims, and they're not going to be in agreement. Not yet. But eventually everybody in this world will be in agreement about one thing. All the Christians must die. You can't have any Christians here. You got to kill off Christians. But why are they all in agreement for it? Because there's an underlying, actually an overhead thing going on above them that they have no idea, what they don't understand, is called a demonic force. Alright? Principalities, Nephilim, the fallen ones, Satan, and the Raphaim, demons. Alright? They're trying to foreclose on this world. And anybody that represents God or Jesus, they don't want them here. Gotta get rid of them. So start looking around for anybody that follows people like this. Trust me, they all look alike. They're all in black. Start looking around for it. Have any of you people seen stuff like this in your neighborhood, though? Please comment on this. Let me know what you think. Kind of like a watchdog type of, Operation Peep going on in your neighborhood. You can post your comments here. So please comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys need a Bible, email me, I need a Bible, at rpb642gmail.com. If you guys need a Word of God to make it through the tribulation, alright? And let's hope the rapture takes place soon. Please let the rapture take place soon. But guys, the Word of God, as of right now, I'm here, and I can get it to you for free anywhere on earth. Just send me your address. I need a Bible. rpb642@gmail.com. I'll get this out to you right away. Free Word of God, just for you. You guys feel led to give. I do have a PayPal and a mailing address in the description box below. So please, people, let me know what you think. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. God bless you guys. Have a good day Hang in there. We're almost finished. Shalom.